Hey, good morning from Houston, Texas, United States of America. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja, the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International, broadcasting live from Houston. How y'all doing? Nigeria, Africa, the people of the world. Yes, we're coming in red hot this morning. Hot, hot, hot. Yes, that's Peter McIntosh. We coming in hot, hot, hot. Hey, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, how you are doing? Yes, I hope you are having a swell weekend. I hope your Sunday is good. For those who go to church, I hope you're getting ready to go. Yes, Peter McIntosh was one of the original members of the Wailers Band, about the toughest, the most stubborn. He fought and fought and fought, you know. Yeah, two other notable members of the Wailers Band was Bob Marley and Bolly Livingstone. Yes, we're firing shot, hot shot. Yes, Nigeria all the way for now. And South Africans, let me remind you, we are in the month of May. Make sure, I beg you, South Africans. Africa is suffering. Africa has bled more than enough. Put Malema in power come May 29th. South Africans, don't let Africa down. Africa stand the risk of a second colonization. The ball is in the court of South Africans. Burkina Faso is free, but their freedom will not mean anything unless some other African countries join them, because the young man in Burkina Faso is facing a lot of threats from the imperialists who want to come back and swallow him up. Yes, you know, he has faced over 5 coup d'etats within the past few months. So we need more African countries liberated. Senegal has joined. Mali has joined. Niger has joined. Now, what is next? We need South Africa. That is my plea. And I'm going to beg you again towards the end of this program. South Africans, South Africans, South Africans. What? How many times? South Africans. Don't let Africa down. Africa is facing a test. Yes, but this morning what I'm going to be talking about is about the traditional institutions. It's the traditional institution in Nigeria. The traditional rulers in Nigeria. Why are they losing value? The traditional rulers in Nigeria are losing value. Why? We are trying to find out reason. If you know any reason, any plausible reason why the traditional institution in Nigeria is dying, please put it forward. If you want to speak, we can bring you up to speak on this vexatious issue. Yes, the mic is open on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on anything. But if you cannot speak immediately, you can send a message. I will read your message out to our global audience to understand your viewpoint about why the traditional institution in Nigeria is dying and why the drivers, the traditional rulers, are losing value. what is this thing? Why? You know, for hundreds or maybe thousands of years, we have had people sitting on the thrones across Africa. But in this case, I'm going to be talking about Nigeria most part. But we remember great traditional rulers like Shaka Zulu of Zululand in South Africa, the king of Kosa, Oba of Varami of Benin, Mansa Musa of Mali, Sundiata, I think, of Mali too, and many of the Tenkamani in Ghana. Great, 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 great traditional rulers. Yes, of note, you know, and we studied them in history. But sadly, as we speak, Nigeria is no longer, history is no longer studied in Nigeria. So the younger generation of Nigerians don't know their history. They don't know their great men. It's so sad. You have any idea about why the traditional institution in Nigeria is losing value? Hey, how are you all doing? Thank you, thank you. Mike, thank you. John Henry, thank you. And Wondrous Gulski, thank you for tuning in. Please do me a favor, do Nigeria a favor, do Africa a favor. If you can, just share this broadcast so that everybody to reach as many people as possible. Thank you very much. Yes, I am a post-independent child of Nigeria. When I grew up, I grew up meeting my own traditional ruler. He was revered. He had a lot of respect. People had a lot of respect for him. In fact, it was like seeing him was like if you are opportune to see him once in a year. Once in a year. Some people did not even see him once in their lifetime. That is how protected, how respected he was. It was interesting. And the best way we were able to see him in my time was when there was what we call Igwe Festival. We don't do that every year. It was like done every 3 years. So that was a great opportunity for members of the community to see their king. But these days, traditional rulers are the commonest thing. You see them everywhere. They are some of them even go to drinking bars. They are, they mingle with all kinds of people. They get themselves involved in things that they should not get involved. And worst of all, they became corrupted. I'm talking about Nigeria. I don't know about Zimbabwe. I don't know about South Africa. I don't know about Botswana. I don't know about Ghana as it stands. I don't know about Senegalese, but I know a lot about Nigeria and the traditional rulers. They have commonized themselves. They lost value because they started putting their hands in things that they have no business dealing with. Yes, yes. So it is funny the way things are right now, especially now in these days of terrorism. Oh, Lord have mercy on Nigeria. Yes, some of them are involved, either directly or remotely, with those creating confusion in Nigeria, those shooting Nigeria up. A lot of them have their fingers on this. I don't know what their problem is, but corruption has become a great problem. They mingle with politicians. Politicians give them money. You see traditional rulers making political statements. Traditional rulers are supposed to be neutral. They are not supposed to be seen or heard about where political activities are taking place because they are supposed to be the custodians of their own people's customs, culture, and traditions. No, they are not following that anymore. In fact, it's becoming very, very clear that they just occupy those positions for the mere occupying, that somebody has to be there. They are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. Our culture is losing value. We are losing it. We are becoming more westernized. We are becoming more Arabized. We are becoming more really careless about our tradition. And the reason is because of the attitude of those occupying the positions. What do we need to do? Do we keep them or end that institution? That is the question for all of us today. Are they helping democracy thrive in Nigeria, or are they a clog in the wheels? You can imagine politicians coming to give them money ahead of election, and then they'll come back. Election that has many candidates, a traditional ruler will come and be making political statements about who to support, telling those who are supposed to be in his domain who to vote for. In a country where people have right to their citizenship, in a country where people have right to their basic human rights, the right to choice, the right to life, the right to freedom of expression, the right to freedom of association, the right to worship, and the right to self-determination. One man will come. Yeah, it works in some parts of the country, especially in the north of the country. One man will come and tell them that this is who they are going to vote for. Usually after they have been paid off, after they have been bribed, now they will make that big political statement, then misleading the people. And then a lot of times, those they collect money from are the wrong candidates that will not do anything for the people, that will not benefit the country. And then they plunge the country into darkness like Nigeria is right now. That is exactly what happened. And that's the reason a lot of people are now asking questions. Why do we have these people? People who cannot speak the truth. People who are supposed to be moral mirrors, for us, but they are not speaking the truth. But if you go back to history and look at their attitude, the attitude of a lot of them, their ancestors, what they did that led to the enslavement of millions of our Black people across the Trans-Sahara and the Transatlantic, yes, to Imperial Europe, all the way to America. They played a huge role in the slave trading. Some of their ancestors, a great number of them, were involved with the slave trading that took a lot of our ancestors away from the shores of Africa to the Arab world and Imperial Europe. It was after the Europeans mastered the art that they kicked them out and then started coming to raid our localities, started raiding our communities to take the slaves by force, take them to Senegal and Ghana, where they were processed and never returned again to Africa. So these people, for the most part, with the exception of a few notable ones who fought against imperialism, have been corrupt. Do we keep them? Do we continue to keep them? Do the traditional institution, does it blend with democracy? How many people are we supposed to be listening to? We hear traditional rulers in our community, then the government is on the other side, various forms of people, breathing down on the people, especially when they are corrupt. How are we coping with them in Nigeria? That is the issue of a discussion today. The reason why I'm saying this is something is happening right now. There is the terrorist activities going on in Nigeria. Yeah, when a minority group of people brought mercenaries from across Africa to jump on Nigeria with the purpose of overrunning Nigeria and taking it and Islamizing the country. Yes, negatively Islamizing the country. I would think that if you want to bring religion into a country, religion is best spread by persuasion. but these people are shooting up our country. We hear various accounts from different people about the involvement of traditional rulers who get paid by the agents of these mercenaries to allow them a space in their various kingdoms, and then they grow out of control and then bring dangerous arms and now want to take over our country at every level. That is where we are. I am from a car in Delta State of Nigeria. Something is happening. There is a rampage of Fulani jihadists. Yes, in my place right now, they are killing and kidnapping people every day. They are raping our women and robbing and even imposing taxation, illegal taxation on our people in Nigeria. And we don't have no Nigerian security agency operative helping us. Nobody helping the community. The people are there by themselves, crying out to people who are not listening to them. If some of you understood what my language, I would play something to hear, for you to hear what is taking place, what the locals are complaining about the attitude of the traditional rulers in the place. For those who are listening on YouTube, there are a lot of my people right now watching. I don't know how many of you are here, but I'm going to play some clips so you can hear what is taking place, and I will make some interpretations for the understanding of those who don't understand my local dialect. Stay tuned. Okay, look at what is going on. Now, what this guy is saying is this about the attitude of the traditional rulers, some of them in Nigeria. But this person is speaking my language, the attitude of the traditional rulers in my place. Now, whenever there is any mineral resources discovered in that locality, the man who claims to be the king or traditional ruler will come and want to take the giant share of whatever the company will give to the community, especially people like oil exploring companies. That's what he's saying. Yes. Kidnapping every day. Every day is kidnapped. They were taking money from us before. Now they are not taking. Strangers have taken over our land. Our kings. They are not calling us together to find a solution to this problem. Yes. Yes. Especially our highness. Mm-hmm. Our kings in a car. That is why the masses are suspecting them as being involved with what is taking place. Yes, our people are not able to go to their farms. Yes. If they discovered oil in any community, the traditional rulers will come out and say that they are the owners of the land and they will take all the royalty. So what do we do? Yes, that's the question. As I am now, I'm scared. Yeah, their domains are becoming insecure, but they are not doing anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We are ready to fight, but we don't have the support that we need. Yes. He said the people coming to invade this part of Nigeria are from Niger. Mm-hmm. It's the kings that are messing up our land. There's no peace in our area again. Mm-hmm. We are not able to farm anymore. Everybody is hungry right now. There's hunger in the land because we are not able to access our farms. They are killing our people anyhow. If the country is at war, they should allow us know. Yeah, my father said that, in an African adage that we all cannot die the same day. Somebody went to his farm to fetch firewood. He never returned. And up to now, he has not come back. The government is not supporting us. We are left alone to fight for ourselves. We don't even have the tools to fight. I hope they will help us find a solution. The politicians have abandoned us. Everybody has abandoned us. Our people are dying every day. They are killing our people every day. Before now, we were exporting our food stuff to London, to America, and everywhere. But now we don't have anything to even eat. Talk less about exporting. If you are a king, your subjects are dying and you are doing nothing. What kind of a king are you? Mm-hmm. Okay, let us solve this issue. In that during the election, the politicians will come and give you money, give the traditional rulers money. Yes. Yes. If there's anything coming to the community, it's the kings that are first to take everything. And they leave just little for the masses. Now it's time for you to demonstrate responsibility. You are not doing it. So what use are you? In our place, if you kill an animal that has no name, you take it to your elders for them to name it. I'm ready to go to jail if you want to send me to jail. I'm begging our traditional rulers. Let them come and help us. Yeah. If you are not involved in what is taking place in a car, we need to know. Yeah, and you need to demonstrate responsibility. Yes, the one that happened a few days ago, a man went to his farm and the people shot him dead, and beheaded him. And then they had sex with his wife in his presence. Rape. We did not vote for Tinubu. With Jonathan Goodluck was president, we didn't see all this. This thing got worse with Tinubu as president. The APC, the political party, Tinubu's political party, since they came to power, is when Nigeria became turned upside down. Mm-hmm. Our traditional rulers in Ika, that they are the ones I'm talking to now. You are not doing anything. Now we suspect your involvement. Your subjects are all dying. What use are you on the throne? We are begging you, whatever you can do it now before it is too late. Put effort, and then the youth will put their own effort. Even if the government is asking us to contribute money, we are willing to contribute so we can fight these people. If they want to borrow us or buy us guns, we are ready to fight. But we don't have anything to fight now. They are just killing us indiscriminately. So we are the owners of the forest. We know the forest, but we need the tools to fight. Yes. The same thing. Yeah, the Obiafowa is not saying anything. Yes. Well, that's what it is for the poor man. God is going to ask you questions about your involvement in what is taking place and your conspiracy of silence. That's a message from a young man to the traditional rulers in Ika. Just as I started, as soon as I started this broadcast, somebody else sent me something about the latest, what is taking place, about the imminence of a total invasion of the Ika area of Delta State of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. This is coming from a police officer. My name is Okobia. Yeah, listen carefully. When something just came, when you hear this, share this information with your brother, share with your sister. That those people are in town right now on a surveillance mission ahead of an impending invasion of Ika. They are in Agbo right now. Yes. According to intelligence report, they are targeting churches. They are earmarking churches for attack and some public places. So every hand should be on deck. When you see anything, say something, report. Don't keep quiet as before. Yes. When you are out, make sure you go home before it is dusk. When you go to any place, be careful of crowded places. Those who have churches, enlighten your security agent for them to be on the lookout for strange faces, as everybody is now a suspect. Thank you. It shall be well with all of us. Yes, this is what is taking place in Nigeria right now. A Nigeria that has is supposed to have a police force. A Nigeria that is supposed to have a DSS, saddled with the responsibility of gathering intelligence and then sharing intelligence for preemptive actions to be taken before anything goes wrong. Yes, this is the Nigeria we have right now. Nigeria has become a hell of insecurity. Everybody has his or her heart in his mouth. People are scared. In my place, since October, they have not been able to access their farms. In fact, the past 3 days, they have murdered about 3 persons. Yeah, and these people are not from that part of Nigeria. And they are usually from the northern part of Nigeria. The northern emirs are involved. They are traditional rulers. The Sultan of Sokoto cannot say that he doesn't know what is taking place. He has come out not once, not twice to support what is taking place across Nigeria. Yes, those are supposed to be traditional rulers. Corruption. So what they are looking for, we don't know. But our traditional rulers in other places should not be stupid. That if traditional rulers in the north can arm people or subvert the national security of Nigeria, it doesn't mean that all of us should fold our arms. Now, the traditional rulers in Eka, the traditional rulers in across Delta, what are they doing? The state governor of Delta, what is he doing? I did a broadcast on him a few days ago. You know what? People are afraid of sharing the message. They are afraid because of the state of insecurity. They come and begin to ask them, why are you sharing this guy's message? Why are you sharing his message? Because they want, because they are involved. The state governor of Delta State, for the records and all the traditional rulers. Let me say how much the state governor of Delta State collects every month for a security vote. He collects 2 billion naira. 2 billion naira is an equivalent of perhaps over $80 million US dollars every month. Every month. Every month. He collects 24 billion naira a year. But he's not spending 1 penny on the security of our people. We know how these invaders operate. They have a lot of AK-47. I believe that 2 billion naira in Nigeria can flood the Delta State with AK-47 for our people to fight back. That is what this young man is crying about. They want to fight back, but they don't have the tools to fight back. And I get angry with them when they make this type of message because they are scared. They never say what their names are. How are we going to get ourselves involved in a struggle that has no face? That is the big problem with Nigeria. Everybody is scared. Everybody is afraid. But the people are dying. The people who are killing Nigerians are not hiding. They come in broad daylight to commit their mayhem. Why should I be afraid? Why should anybody be afraid? 2 billion, that is what the state governor collects every month as security votes. 2 billion. 2 billion. That is what he collects as a security votes. And he does nothing. And you know what? The local government chairman collects security votes too. The traditional rulers collect security votes. What are they doing with this money? And then when we come out to ask questions, some people will come out and be shamelessly defending them. Defending them for what? Why are you defending criminals? Why are you defending people who are not providing leadership? Why do we have to defend them? Even as our people are dying. Corruption. Corruption has wrecked Nigeria. Corruption has ripped the traditional institution apart in Nigeria. Why do we need them? If you ask me, I would say we don't need them. They are useless. If they are not custodians anymore of our culture and custom and tradition. When they are not able to do that, what use are they? They are busy chasing money. They are busy selling lands. They are busy taking people's wives. They are busy doing all forms of crazy criminal things. Yeah, because we are in a country that is lawless. They oppress the poor because the poor cannot stand up and fight back. They get away with all kinds of things. They work with politicians to subvert the will of Nigeria. They subvert the destiny of Nigeria. They subvert the goodness of Nigeria. Yes, they become ball boys to politicians. In my days, when a politician or anybody comes to my traditional ruler's palace, he behaves himself because the traditional ruler is a man of means. He doesn't need government patronage to survive. You dare not come to act stupid. He will walk you out of his palace. That is a traditional ruler. That was a traditional ruler. But what we have today is no, we don't have them anymore. We don't have them anymore. A lot of them don't even know their tradition. So they put them and ask them to sit down there on that throne that they know absolutely nothing about. They don't even know their history. Yet it's a traditional ruler. The way they are sent is crazy. You say somebody is your first son, and then when you die, your first son becomes the king. Even if your first son is an idiot, he becomes the king. And then want to tell people like me what to do. How is that going to work? So that's the reason why I believe this institution is either they rework it or just let it die. We know our tradition. Let's write our history. We know what we do when somebody dies. We know what we do when somebody is about to get married. We know what we do when there is any problem, because this institution is becoming a problem than a solution. It's not doing anything. It's either they are causing confusion, arming people to attack others, or They are blatantly corrupt and not doing anything for the benefit of the people. If you are a traditional ruler, you are supposed to be a leader. And if you're a leader, you are supposed to inspire hope, inspire confidence among your people. They are not doing that anymore. These people are heartless. They are crazy. They will do whatever they want and nobody asks them. They think they are above the law. They think they are above every other citizen. But they don't understand that we are a country that is supposed to be ruled by a constitution. And if you are ruled by a constitution, you are leveled with the smallest person. You have to, if you don't respect your office, nobody will respect it. That is why the institution is dying. That is why the institution is eroding. That's the reason why not many people respect traditional rulers. They become politicians. They became all kinds of things. Yes, they run foul of the law. They abuse people. They disrespect women. They disrespect children. They disrespect the youth. They have no respect for the elders. Nothing. That you are a traditional ruler. Even if you are a young person, you have no respect for anybody. It's not supposed to be. It never was like that in the past. We had a way of dealing with them. We have a way of removing them if they begin to live outside what their definition of job is. But now we are where we are. That institution is a suspect institution. That institution is not helping our case. It's making Nigeria worse. And that is why a lot of people are abandoning them and not wanting to do anything, having anything to do with that institution. But we have a custom and tradition to protect. We are Africans. We must look for ways, out of this logjam. We cannot, be ruled this way. If we are in a democratic country, we need to find a way to package our traditional institutions in a manner that we don't lose who we are. That was the reason we allowed them to continue to be, but they are abusing the privilege that they have. Yeah, we respect the institutions, but the people who are occupying the institution have started abusing it. They have started misusing it. They have started using it to corruptedly enrich themselves. They are abusing whatever privileges that they have as custodians. They are not even defending our customs and tradition. They are not advancing the cause for our culture. They are not doing anything. A lot of them don't celebrate what we used to celebrate. They tell you about the modernization. Some of them are even building churches in their palaces. Those are traditional grounds. Those are traditional grounds. You are not supposed to mix it with anything. That's what makes us who we are as Africans. The King and Queen of England, they have been preserving their culture, custom for thousands of years. Why do we want to be something else? This is the problem of Africa. It's something we have been discussing with a lot of people. What is wrong with us? We disrespect our ancestors. We cast and bind them. We curse them. We say that we inherited ancestral sins. Have you seen any white man cursing his ancestors? But they are the ones who brought the Bible. The Arabs brought the Quran to make us look stupid and then make us who we are not. Now we are schizophrenic, so confused about who we are. We have a serious identity crisis. Africans, we are Africans. We are nothing else. But you know what? The Bible, we are the ones who know it best now. Yeah, but they tell you about the God of Isaac, Jacob. Why are we not talking about the God of our own ancestors? Yes, this is what they did to Africa. Yes, it's time for us to have this renaissance, a awakening. I believe in God, but I don't see God from the prism of another person. I see God from the prism of an African. I believe that we have a medium. Yes, God is universal. The medium vary. But when you come and impose another medium on me, you confused me. That is why we are where we are right now. That is why we are not advancing. That is why we must look. It's a thing that makes us throw our history away and then accept another history. You know how insulting it can be for me to be told that Mungo Park came from Portugal to discover River Niger. River Niger that my ancestors bathed and drank from for thousands of years. A guy came from Portugal to tell us that he discovered River Niger. He put it in history book, in a history book for us to be studying, and we wrote exams and answered wrongly to the wrong question that they put across us. There came Clapperton, there came Christopher Columbus, and all of them lying about what is not, about who we are. It's time. Why are we not asking questions about the confusion? Why is it that we have 45% of the Earth's resources, yet we are the least developed people? Yes, we have the poorest people on Earth. 1.4 billion Africans, comprised mainly of youths. Yes, the population of the youths in Africa is about 80% of its 1.4 billion people. Seriously underused, unemployed, mostly unemployed, underemployed, or unemployable. Yeah, but we have people who move into the jungle. They create airports in the jungle of Democratic Republic of Congo and be stealing everything, create wars there. I saw a horror just 2 days ago about what is taking place in DRC. Yes, a country that has been at war since independence. Yes, especially in the eastern part of the country. They moved these people who are in a displaced people's camp. Somebody came from America. This is what they do. Imperial Europe. This is what they do. They were feeding them, putting them, beaming them live on American television, in their international versions of their television, feeding Africans, making it look like we are these needy people. You know, where they move them from a camp, the next minute, there's a heavy-duty machine digging minerals from where they moved them away from. This is how cruel, this is how wicked this world has been. According to one of my guys, he just released a song that they said, this world not balanced. The world is not really balanced. There's inhumanity, man's inhumanity to man. And the African leaders don't see. They are mostly blind. That is why we need an African revolution. That is why this revolution that is about to happen in Africa must not be stopped. And that is why, if you are a South African now, and any country that is having an election, please choose your revolutionaries, choose your Pan-Africanists, choose your Pan-Africanist. That is what we are looking for. Pan-Africanists to come and rescue Nigeria. Africa. If we don't do that, Africa will be recolonized, and all of us will cry, and all of us will be slaves. The people who did that before, their ancestors did it before. The ancestors put us through how many things? 5 major things, plus so many other things in between. They put us through what? Slavery. They put us through what? Colonialism. They put us through what? Imperialism. They put us through apartheid. And they are putting us through what? Globalization. Globalization is good somehow. That is why you and I are able to see. But the undercurrent is dangerous. Yes, and Africa is the target. China has saved itself. India has saved itself. They can't go to India and do what they are doing in Africa right now. But Africa is the destination with all of its resources. Africa is the way they are throwing bombs. They are arming the people against themselves. Africans, unite. Emperor Haile Selassie said it. Unite. Bob Marley sang it. Africa, unite. Marcus Garvey said it. Africa, unite. Kwame Nkrumah said it. Africa, unite. Modibo Keita said it. Africa, unite. Sekou Toure said it. Africa, unite. Jomo Kenyatta said it. Africa, unite. Abdel Nasser said it. Africa, unite. Nnamdi Azikiwe wanted an Africa that was united. Why are we? What reason do we have not to unite? If we don't unite, we will be overrun. But if we unite, we will be a huge force. And the unity of Africa is what is scaring some imperial powers, because they know that if Africa unites in line with the vision of our founding fathers, yes, to build a United States of Africa without borders, with one economy, with one network of leadership, with one reserve bank, and with one military, one powerful African military, Africa will become impenetrable for a second colonization. And Africa that will be ready to deal with the world on equal footing will emerge. An Africa that will take control of its destiny will emerge. An Africa that will put a price tag on its products will emerge. An Africa that will build its own financial system will emerge. An African that will build its own technology and adapt it to who they are will emerge. They are scared. They failed us before. They tricked our ancestors. They gave them the Bible and the Quran and told them to be looking up. And as they were looking up, they were digging their minerals. We must not allow it happen in our own generation. That is why it is imperative, it is compulsive for every African to start thinking seriously. And when I talk about African, I'm talking about Africans everywhere in the world, including India, America, anywhere, including descendants of slaves. As long as you have this skin color, you are an African. An African that will be ready to share with the world. Africa that will, we earn the respect of the world. And not African anymore that will be seen as the dredge of the earth. Not an African that will be seen as the weeping child of the world, even with all that it has embedded in its continental soil. We should take charge of our destiny. We should take charge of redesigning who we are. We must decolonize our minds. We must free ourselves, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. For none but ourselves can free our minds. Now is the time. Africa, unite. You know what? Nigeria is in trouble. Nigeria is the country that they want to bring down. That is why they support a drug dealer, an identity thief, a certificate forger, paired with a terrorist as president and vice president, respectively, of the country. They never want any clean person who will stand up and ask them questions. They want people with criminal backgrounds. Yes, they want people with criminal backgrounds that they can be reminded, they will remind about their crimes and then shut them up. They blackmail them. That is what they have been doing. Yeah, they are about to start again. What they started, they did in the 50s and into the 60s and 70s. Yes, those things that they did to overthrow Kwame Nkrumah, the things that they did to blow up Samora Machel in the air, and all that they did, Patrice Lumumba, yes, what they did to him, they are about to start them again. But if we unite, if we come out in our numbers, if we come out to support our revolutionaries, nobody will be able to do any of those things that they did to our ancestors. That is why we are calling. That is why, as I conclude, I talk to you again, South Africans, South Africans, South Africans, South Africans, South Africans. Elect Julius Malema. South Africans, elect Julius Malema. Julius Malema will be very, very pivotal to the total decolonization of Africa. South Africa is very, very strategic to Africa now, in the absence of a Nigeria that is in the hands of a criminal and a gang of rogues. A Nigeria that we are going to wrestle down and take back. But we want South Africa first. South Africa first. South Africa strategic. We have Burkina Faso. We have Mali. We have Niger. We have somehow Guinea. We have Senegal. And South Africa will be a huge icing of the cake. South Africans, do not let Africa down. South Africans, do not let Africa down. Come May 29, 2024. I'm talking about 24 days away from today. 24 days away from today. We want to see the emergence of a brand new president, Julius Malema of Africa, not South Africa now. It will be Julius Malema of Africa. Listen to the preachings of Professor Patrice Lumumba. Listen to the teaching of Julius Malema. Listen to the teachings of Ibrahim Traore. Remember the story of Thomas Sankara. Remember the stories of Nelson Mandela. Remember the story of Samora Machel. Remember the story of Robert Mugabe. Robert Mugabe was a great African leader. You know what? They blackmailed him. They messed a whole country up because of one man who said no, because the imperial forces reneged on their land distribution agreement. That was its only problem. They came and destroyed the country's economy. That they are mobs. That is what they do. That is what they are known for. All the story you hear about in the Bible, they conquered this. God gave them eye and this and that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. God created all of us equal. God did not choose anybody as special. Everybody is special to God. If you have that relationship with him, personal, great relationship with God, God is with you. Nobody is more important than the other in the sight of God. But they created that. They and the Arabs brought their two books to mislead us, to turn us into stupid people. Yes, now we fight their wars. We defend their ideology on our soil, and they are laughing at us. They arm us, and then we shoot one another. Every bullet we fire grows their economy. Every AK-47 we buy grows their economy. Every bazooka they ship to Africa grows their economy. Every fighter jet we buy grows their economy. Every Tucano that we are buying is theirs. It's time. You see, they are, they keep slicing it away from us. They never give anything back. It's take. Either they take it by trick, they take it by force trade, or they come and shove IMS deals into your damn mouth. After they make you wreck your economy, they put puppets who will do whatever they say in power in countries across Africa. That is why Nigeria is where it is right now. Nigeria is sinking. Yes, Nigeria, a supposed giant of Africa, is sinking because of their meddlesomeness. Yes, imperial forces. Yes. What is the strategic agenda for Africa? Why is it that there's no African company constructing roads in China, in America, in Russia, in everywhere, in London? Why is it that it's only they that come? Every time they are the ones coming to build roads or common roads. But we have all these engineers that cannot build roads. Not because they cannot build roads. They make it impossible for us to fund research. Yes, They make it impossible for us to support our young engineers to be the best they can. So why did they go to school to 5 years, 6 years in engineering, and you are not able to do a damn thing coming out? Something is wrong, and it is in our mind. We have to wake up and live. Wake up and live. Wake up and live. If we don't do it now, we will suffer. The next generation will be worse than this generation. This is the reason it's important. It's the most important for us to start asking these critical questions about why are we stuck? Why are we this stuck? Why are we this schizophrenic? Why can't we grow? Why can't we graduate from this school? We have been in school. Then it means we are bad students. If you are in a school all your life, then you have a learning problem. And that's what they make us. That's how they see us. We have learning problems. But we have been in classes with them. They don't see our backs. So how come when that we cannot do something? Something has to give way in Africa. That is the leadership. Our educational system is wrong. They gave us wrong education. If you want to enslave people, if you want to make them eternally stupid, you give them wrong education. They educate us as idiots to be fools, and we accept it. When are we going to wake up? It's time. Let's come out hot. Yeah, Africa has to come out hot and fire some shot. Hot, hot, hot. That's what Peter Tosh is saying. Hey, special thanks to all my friends from within Africa and around the world. Thank you, TikTok supporters. I appreciate all the great things that you guys do, whenever I come up there. My friends on YouTube and followers on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, thank you very much. And we'll be back soon. I appreciate you guys. Africa will be free. Nigeria will be free. And those who sponsor terrorism in Nigeria, your days are numbered because we're going to defeat you. And you bad traditional rulers, you will continue to fall. Your end is here. All right. Take care and have a great Sunday. Bye for now.
Too many of us thought that flipping houses just like this one was the best way to make money in real estate. That was before we got into TaxLinks. There's a free TaxLink class coming to your area to teach you the blueprint of the best way to make passive money in real estate. All of these people bought their first TaxLink within a couple